another episode of Sundays with the Sprinkles. I am your host, Brett Sprinkle. Joined alongside me is Tyler Sprinkle. Tyler, hello. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How's work?
It's good.
Yeah, getting after it.
Yeah, can't complain.
I just turned in my last final today, so I'm done with this semester.
Nice. How does it feel?
Honestly, I mean, I guess it felt a little good when I turned it in, but I think in my mind, I've had pretty much the rest of my classes done since last week. So I think in my mind, I was already done anyway. But yeah, I definitely felt good to turn it in, hit submit.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
Tyler, we got a jam-packed episode here for you today. It's week 15 of the NFL. We're also going to talk of a little fantasy football. I suffered one of the worst fantasy football defeats in my life, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if you remember me mentioning this in the group chat at all.
I do.
Yeah. Um. Anyway, long story short, it's been a Cinderella story. I started 1-5 in this league. Actually, all of my leagues. Like I've been fighting so many battles in every single one of my fantasy football leagues, all three of them. It's been a hellish year. I was eliminated in two of my leagues. This last league, all I needed to do was win this week, and I would have been fine. Started 1-5, and won six of my next seven after that, and all I needed to do was win one more. I go into Monday Night Football up 60 points. My players are done. All he has is Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Hopkins, and the kicker from uh, the Dolphins. What's his name? Corley, something like that.
Jason Sanders.
Sanders, that's his name. I don't know why
Oh
I said
my
Corley.
God. We
Oh,
have an
dude.
NFL podcast.
Well, hey, I mean, there could be a Corley kicker on their roster somewhere. You don't know that. I'm always looking at the
Corley?
before every single episode. I'm looking at the practice squad, so maybe that's what I was thinking about. Practice squad of each and every team, so I can see who's next up.
I don't even think there's somebody with that name close in the NFL.
No, you know what it is? I got it from this Madden franchise I've been playing. I've been fucking dominating with this guy Corley, and yeah, hand up. That's on me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we go into this final game, and I'm closing up the bar. It's about 11 p.m., and I'm in a fucking blender. I have the fucking Giants and Packers game on one TV, and I have the Dolphins Titans game on the other TV. And I'm just seeing, Saquon Barkley, he had already scored two touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, he wasn't doing too well, but neither was the Titans offense. I wasn't too worried about that. We're getting down to crunch time. Saquon Barkley, he breaks off for a huge run, but then literally just drops the ball. So I'm thinking, oh my God, we might actually win. We're gonna win. I don't have to worry about these games anymore. And then these games just kept going on. They kept fucking tick, 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 at play after play, inch by inch. And then before I know it, I'm only up by 6 points, and Will Levis has the Titans on the 4 yard line or whatever it was. This was their first of the two touchdowns that they needed to win the game. I see him scramble. He's actually DeAndre Hopkins on the right side. I see him look left, and he scrambles. A defender comes off his man to try to get Levis. Levis says, throws it into the end zone, and the receiver he was covering was DeAndre Hopkins. And I just let out an audible gasp and sigh, and I just was silent for a few seconds, just hating life. And that's my story. I still hate life. Nothing's good.
Well, your team didn't sound like they deserved it anyway, so
I know you could say that. You could say, hey, if you want to make the playoffs, maybe you shouldn't win 1-5 to start. But the boys were battling. This was by far the toughest fantasy football season I've ever had, and it's honestly fitting that it ends that way. And it's good. I'm not in the playoffs in any of my leagues, so more time to rest, recover, recuperate, circle the wagons, get back on track for next season.
whereas I'm in the playoffs in every league that I'm in.
Hey, okay, thanks for coming out, guys. It's nice. That's today's episode of Sunday with the Sprinkles. So we'll see you next week. How many leagues?
Um, just two. Just two.
Two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, not three. That's probably why.
But I did start 1-5 in one of my leagues, and now I'm the 4th seed. So
I've noticed that trend. Like a lot of teams have been really even this season, and I just think that's just the trend in fantasy football. There's a lot of good players that just sucked ass at the beginning, and now they're coming online.
yeah.
I completely forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I would have face fucked every single team in that league had I made the playoffs. I no doubt had keeping that in mind, I had the best team in the league, no doubt in my mind.
Well, now you can say that with confidence because it'll never happen.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna keep saying that. And even if I don't score more than them, during the consolation brackets, like, well, I'm not even trying anyway. So,
There you go.
but there is some good news about this weekend. The Broncos are really, really good. Jerry Judy stinks. Those are my
It was a
takeaways
rough
from the
game.
Broncos game.
I just don't think he plays well there. There's something about that place that he does not play well.
We're talking about Jerry Judy in SoFi Stadium.
Correct.
Does SoFi Stadium exist in every single city in the NFL? Because he just doesn't play well anywhere. And it's not that he's a bad player. I think he's a very good player. He's explosive. Like he runs great routes. He just doesn't have the X factor where he can just catch crazy balls. And neither one of those passes were easy that he missed. Don't get me wrong, but I mean that corner route in the end zone. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's you see most receivers in the league make that play. So to talk your talk and sit there and just act like you're the best wide receiver in the league, that doesn't make any. You're not even the best wide receiver on this team. It's Cortland Sutton by a mile, dude. That fucking touchdown catch he had was awesome.
Yeah, and remember at the beginning of the season where you said nobody wanted Cortland Sutton?
Yeah.
So,
Hey,
unfortunately, your opinion on wide receivers means nothing to me, unfortunately.
Okay. So you're just gonna keep riding with Jerry Judy?
Yeah, you gotta.
I did say over the weekend that he would be the best defensive back in the league, and I truly believe that. Don't have to catch the ball when you're a defensive back. You know what I mean? He's got quick hips,
Yeah.
in and out of the routes, and he wouldn't tackle anybody anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Always hating on somebody. We have a good win, and all you can do is talk shit. That's
no,
crazy.
We had a great win. The defense was flying around. Justin Herbert broke his finger on purpose. I'm pretty sure just to get out of there.
Yeah, it was pretty dominant. I don't know. I just still like Russell Wilson's still like having a great season. It just doesn't feel like it.
No, he's been mid.
Always running into sacks. Always doing dumb shit. I don't know.
I think he was even Mark Schlereth that said he's leaving a lot of points out on the field, and I'd agree. Like, imagine if he was playing, if he was playing like Russ 3 years ago, like this team might be 9-1 right now. Like, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that. Our defense really sucked at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but they're coming on and they're starting to understand the scheme, and the players are just getting better and better.
Yeah,
I don't like.
At the beginning of the year, it wouldn't have mattered how Russell was playing because our defense was awful.
Yeah, but if Russ is out there scoring 100 points a game, then we win that game 100-70. So that's what you're not thinking about. But I don't like that Singleton just really wants to get taunting penalties. Like, he's begging for taunting penalties. Every single person he goes up to, he just stands over them and flexes, and that's the quickest way to a taunting penalty I've ever seen.
I think he heard what I said about him, so he's just trying to prove me wrong.
Yeah, by just fucking getting flagrant fouls 3 times a game.
Basketball is nice.
Yeah, I know, but it's the same concept, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But hey, other good news in the AFC West: the Chiefs lost, the Raiders lost, the Chargers lost. Obviously, I'm thinking that we can win the division. I really do, and I say that without I'm being sarcastic. I'm not there's no hyperbole. There's nothing in my voice to suggest that I'm kidding at all. I truly believe that we can win the AFC West.
You're forgetting one important factor in the Chiefs losing again, and their schedule is very easy down the stretch.
Yeah, their schedule is basically our schedule, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't like that the Lions lost and the Vikings won, because now they need to win. So the Lions are going to come out and looking to kick our ass. But I will say, and we can get into it in the preview. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that game was absolutely awful and torture to watch. The Raiders and Vikings.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know that it was 0-0 at the 2-minute warning. I just saw the field goal. I assumed that field goal was kicked in the first quarter. That's crazy. Yeah. I couldn't believe that people actually stuck around and watched that game. Who knew?
And I also don't know why they decided to start Nick Mullins instead of Jaron Hall. Why not see what you have there instead?
I mean, didn't they? Didn't he suck for a half against Atlanta?
No, he looked decent, but then he got concussed and left the game. And I don't think one quarter is enough to warrant a target on his back.
Yeah, but Nick Mullins is a proven veteran at this point. There's really no you don't need to see what you have. They want to make the playoffs. They don't want to see what they have. You know what I mean? They want somebody who's safe, reliable, and knows how to run an NFL offense.
Mm-hmm. I don't
How
know.
do you feel?
Different opinions.
How do you feel about the Bills right now?
I still think they missed the playoffs.
Really?
There are just things on that team this year that are glaring. But if Josh Allen can do Josh Allen things, then they're going to win. And I don't think that he'll be able to do that with the team that he has consistently.
Yeah, the defense just always seems like it's giving something up. I don't feel comfortable whenever that defense is on the field. However, if they do make the playoffs, I can see them going on a little run. I think they might go to the Super Bowl.
And they're good enough to be a team like that. Just their
Mm-hmm.
defense is kind of poo-poo.
Yeah, and they're missing too many key guys. And Von Miller, I saw him get after the quarterback a little bit. He's just looking a little slow and old,
He had a
unfortunately.
sack.
Did he? I didn't see
Yep.
that.
His
Fucking
old friend
tight. Let's
Patrick
go,
Mahomes.
Vaughn. Old friend of the podcast. Old friend of
That's right.
Tyler's. Best
Yep.
buds.
Mm-hmm.
I follow him on Snapchat. All right. News of the week. Shohei Ohtani, $700 million. But did you see the way it's breaking down? It's being broke
Yep.
down?
Tax fraud. Tax
Right?
fraud.
Yes, 100%. Both the Dodgers and
No.
Shohei, dickhead.
It's tax avoidance. Tax avoidance. He's doing a smart thing, deferring all of his money. That way he can play with a great team in California and avoid all those taxes.
And then
Tax
move to
avoidance, not tax
Miami.
fraud.
And move to Miami after he retires and just collect, no fucking income tax.
Right.
Yeah, you're right, and it's legal, and it's the most talked about legal tax fraud I've ever seen. Like, it's widely publicized.
I am the money man, and I would advise him to do this.
Talk to us, money man. Money man, tell us what's going on.
Yep. Tax avoidance, not tax fraud. Here we go.
And that's our accounting segment of the podcast. Oh, I don't know about you. I'm feeling a little low energy today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Nebraska's making me a little worried.
Yeah.
I don't know if we want to do a segment on that real quick, but I'd love to hear Brandon's thoughts. I know we're going to talk about it a little later on CC, but
now let's bring Brandon on in here. Brandon, talk about
fellas.
it,
brother. I'm working through it. I'm processing it. Right now I feel sad. By the time that this show is done and we start recording Cornhusker Connection, I'll be telling you about how this is the best thing that could have ever happened. It's a bummer, but we can only have so many 5-star quarterbacks come to Nebraska at once. So we got to pick and choose. I'd rather take the guy who's got 4 years of eligibility than 1 or 2. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
The thing that really hurts me is if we lose Kalen, or when we lose Kalen, Dylan Raiola is not going to be at Nebraska for very long. So, at least I wouldn't think so, right? Like, he has the talent to probably be one of those 2-year starters and then leave.
Yeah, I mean, for better or for worse, because either it works out really well and he goes to playing on Sundays, Denver Broncos. Keep your eye on him, and then or it's a disaster and then he transfers out and leaves us in ruins with Nick Heinrich Harburg as our quarterback of the future.
You just made what I'm feeling 10 times worse.
Yeah. I would feel a lot better if we had like an official commitment from Dylan also, because it feels like this is the story where all the bad things happen to Nebraska.
Yep, we miss out on everybody that we're targeting, and we have to pivot to.
That's kind of crazy though, because on Twitter, they were celebrating going on. It's like, oh yeah, we already signed him. It's a done deal.
Recently,
there was like 3 5-star defensive tackles. There was like 3 5-star quarterbacks, and then now it's just nobody.
Brother, this means we're not going to get Julian Fleming either, are we?
Probably not. They're probably going to go wherever.
Brother.
Oh no. Fuck. Well, that sucks.
We can talk about it later, Brandon.
Yeah.
This guy's fucking.
Yeah, I'll get some more pep in my step. This is the best thing that's ever happened in Nebraska. You watch.
Yeah.
I need you to load up on information so you can info dump on me while we're recording this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How do you feel about Tommy DeVito? Like, are you in on him? Are you out on him? Do you like the whole, Italian thing? Like,
he's fun, very fun.
Yeah.
The family being involved as much as they are is really fun too. This definitely isn't a bad thing, I don't think, to have him in the league and being sort of successful. I hope that this turns into a backup job for him for a few years, stack
Yeah.
up that cash, and hopefully move out of his mom's house. But it's definitely fun. I'm just kind of indifferent on it. I've only sat down and watched this Monday night game and watched him play. Nothing crazy. I mean, he's not making dumb mistakes, which is always a plus. So
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good sound analysis. That's kind of not what I was looking for. But yeah, you're 100% right. It is good that he's having fun. I'm happy that he's having fun. I just think the internet and fans are really leaning into the Italian thing a little bit, and it's kind of getting on my nerves. It's one of those internet sensations that is really, I don't know. It's just, you're right. I don't really have much. I'm not really surrounded by it that much. Just when I see it, I kind of cringe a little bit. I guess a little too much, I think.
is Zarina under your desk changing your poopy diaper?
Yes, actually, feels nice. Getting a little white little baby powder in there. I mean, I guess, yeah. If you think I have a dump in my pants for that take, then yeah, whatever. I'll take it. I just don't.
I guess maybe I'm not that engrossed with it on social media as you on the East Coast might be. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much of it.
That's a good point. And who knows? Maybe I'm not even seeing it at all. Maybe I'm just being dramatic. First time for that.
Maybe you just want the Broncos to have him so much that you're jealous.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's true. Just trade for him. Russell Wilson for Tommy DeVito straight up. We'd probably have to give them a second rounder, though.
And we'll give them $500 million to make it happen. Cover the contract.
Hey, fuck, hey, it's Walmart's money. It's not mine.
Exactly.
Do you want to get in and talking about Week 15?
Let's do it.
This is a big week for a lot of teams. There's a lot of teams right there on the edge. But we'll start with the first matchup, which doesn't matter at all. I mean, the way this game's going to be on TV is going to be Thursday, December 14th, Chargers at Raiders. As of whenever I wrote this, the Raiders are favored by 3, and I just don't care about this game at all.
Yep. Pass. The only thing I do care about is Easton Stick, is the Chargers quarterback. Also with Max Duggan as the backup. So
is he the backup anymore? I thought he was cut.
I thought they just signed him off the practice squad to be the backup.
Oh, already?
Yeah.
Or just recently, I mean? Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize he was on the practice squad.
Yeah. So, Omaha kid, Easton Stick. Shout out Creighton Prep. Boo, Creighton Prep. And then the pride of Council Bluffs, Iowa, Max Duggan.
I mean, I'd like to think I'm the pride of Council Bluffs, Iowa.
That's what I said.
Pride of Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Max Duggan. Okay, all right. Oh, I didn't hear the end. Yeah. Even still, this game's gonna be boring.
Yep.
I don't know. Chargers, I guess.
Sure. I mean, I cannot give any thought on this. I don't care.
Okay, but we do have 3 games on Saturday, which is kind of exciting. Vikings, Bengals, very, very much a playoff type atmosphere for that game. Both of those teams are desperate for a win right now to keep their seasons alive. It's in Cincinnati. Bengals are favored by 3.5 at home. Tyler, talk to me about this game.
Well, I would have to give the edge to the Bengals because they're playing better right now as a team. Justin Jefferson playing, which he said he's going to, makes a big impact. But if Nick Mullins can't get him the ball, then it doesn't matter. If they get Chase Brown a little more involved, like they did last week, I think that this could be, kind of a blowout in the Bengals' favor.
I hear you. And we talked about at the beginning of the show, too, like the uncertainty of quarterback for the Vikings, whereas the Bengals are hitting their stride with Jake Browning these past couple of games. He's played very, very well. He's looked like a veteran quarterback, which has been good to see. And, I mean, I know he's made a Super Bowl. I know he's made the playoffs, but I think Zach Taylor just might be a good coach.
Yeah.
It's taken me a while to come around on this, but I think he's just a good coach.
Question, Brett. Do you know where he went to college?
Nebraska.
He did go to Nebraska. That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm well aware. I remember watching him play.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you?
Old Ed.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. You weren't there. Hey, you weren't with me shooting in the gym?
Yeah, but I mean, Jake Browning is a veteran. I mean, he's been in the league for 20 years. So
Wait. I know you're being facetious when you said 20 years, but how long has he actually been in the league? My guess was 2 years.
Brandon, can we get a stat check? But I think it's been quite a while.
Because I remember him playing at Washington. I felt like
I'm gonna say
Was
like
that,
6 or 7 years.
when did he enter the league? Was it 2016? Then I'd match up your timeline. I love it. Okay. For you listeners out there, Brandon has pulled up the ESPN Jake Browning page. He's sifting through it, finding the information that we need.
Look at all
Looking at
those
all of
ads.
these ads.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandon. No free ads except for these ones.
Mm-hmm.
What are we
Yeah, I
looking
can't
at?
see. I can't see.
Okay, my bad. I didn't know which would be best. So he's 27 years old. So he's not old.
But this is his first season.
Right.
It's his first season as an active player is what I'm reading here.
Wait.
Because it also in detail history, he was also with the Vikings last year. So this would be his third season since in the NFL.
I'm gonna do this.
Color me
way
incorrect.
easier.
I mean, I could not. I mean, that's a confusing way to put it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna search when was Jake Browning drafted, and we're gonna get some clarification here.
All right, hold on. I got his Wikipedia. This will probably help us. So he was, he was undrafted in 2019.
Okay, that's all I need. Undrafted in 2019, so 4 years, solid 4 years.
He played in the Rose Bowl. Look at that.
What
Handsome
other
fellow.
quarterback am I thinking of? Oh no, this is going to be another Tyreek Woolen situation. Anyways, so yeah, he's been in the league for 4 years, so he's a veteran of sorts. But I guess Nick Mullins might be more of a veteran.
It's a veteran off.
Yeah, I mean, shit.
Which veteran's gonna have the better game? Give me Nick Mullins.
Browning's been playing more
Too
consistently
good.
as of late, so
But too good. Give Nick Mullins his one game to shine.
This could be a poo-poo game for Mr. Browning.
You know what? Give me the Vikings.
All right. There we go. It's settled.
All right. All right. Next game: Steelers at Colts. Colts favored by 2.5 at home.
We need the Colts to lose.
We do need the Colts to lose.
Actually, we need both teams to lose. So,
this is right up Mike Tomlin's alley, being a road dog after being a home favorite and losing 2 weeks in a row. So this is Mike Tomlin's spot. I think the Steelers just kind of run away with this one. Colts might be getting a little too big for their britches. They're due for some comeuppance, and I think it happens this weekend.
I'm rooting for a tie.
Okay. I don't think the Steelers are a threat. I really don't. If they win this game, they're not gonna win many more. Whereas I do see the Colts as a threat because they're the definition of frisky. They're just they're always in every single game.
Yeah, I guess I can't disagree with you there. I mean, I gotta ride with my boy Trevor. Give me the Steelers.
Okay. And I got the Steelers as well. Shout out Trevor Murphy. Yeah, fuck you, Trevor Murphy. Fucking take out Mostert will beat me by 1 point. Yeah, I'm calling you out.
Whoa.
Holler at me.
Can I get a timestamp?
Yeah, 24-42. Next game, Broncos at Lions. Broncos coming off a big win in LA. Lions coming off a disappointing loss in Chicago. Lions are favored at 5 by home. Tyler, big game for the Broncos. Big game for both teams.
Big game for both teams. Bigger game for the Broncos. Because I don't see a world where they get caught by the Vikings or the Packers.
Packers, I see it more than the Vikings, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just because their coaching staff's been there before, and I don't know, they have a solid team.
And their quarterback's been playing all year. Yeah, I would be a lot more afraid of the Packers than I would be the Vikings at this point.
Oh,
But I think this is a game that the Lions win and kind of ruins our season.
it wouldn't ruin our season. I saw a graphic. It was like if we lose this week, our chances of making the playoffs, even if we went out, are like I don't know, 66% or whatever, which isn't bad. But yeah, really, really need this game, especially after losing to Houston. Man, that Houston loss just really is heartbreaking because now they have question marks at quarterback. They might not even make the playoffs, and now we're just kind of it just sucks. Like there's no consequences from that game, just negative ones. Yes, that's the one I saw. Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, so see, lose, win. Yeah, so 92%. Okay, wait, we can lose and we're still fine. We're chilling. Just can't lose too.
For some reason, I'm not very confident about the New England game, but we can get into that next week.
Okay. All right. Put that on the back burner. Right, Brandon, write that one down. Give me the Broncos. I love the boys. I'm gonna ride with the boys. My confidence level is about 60% because I do agree with you. I do think that the Lions do win these games. Dan Campbell said after last week, "Oh, I guess I got to start being a dickhead." Kind of. He's probably going to be a dickhead this week. They're going to be fired up. The Broncos coming from LA, going to Detroit on short rest. That's going to be tough travel. It's a quick turnaround. I don't know. We're going to see just how well coached Sean Payton's Broncos are, and I still think it's a one-score game. I really do. So I think the Broncos could at least lose inside the margin, personally.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I mean, I'm at this point, I'm rooting for the Broncos because our draft pick is already shit, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And losing 4 games isn't really going to make it too much better. Although a majority of the AFC is 7-6 right now. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did. Yeah, there's like 6 or 7 teams.
Yeah, which is wild.
Yeah.
So everybody's in the hunt. I mean, you just in the hunt graphic is 10 pages long,
Mm-hmm. I
which
mean,
is fun.
even the Bears and Giants are in the hunt right now. Like everybody's in the hunt.
Yeah. So there's not a whole lot of parity in the league this year. Or no, there's a lot of parity is what I meant to say in the league this year, which is fun. Because everybody still has a chance. Nobody's really out except for the Patriots and the Panthers.
Yeah, which the Patriots fucking stink.
But this is worst case scenario. I wish they would be middle of the pack and stink instead of getting
Because
the
they're going
number
to get
2
Caleb
overall.
Williams.
They're going to get Drake May.
Oh, I think it'd be funny if they took Marvin Harrison Jr. personally.
I would love that.
Because then, like,
Like
what's he going
Brock
to do in New
Bowers,
England?
yeah.
All right, moving on to the Sunday slate. Falcons at Panthers. Falcons are favored by 3 in Carolina. Falcons coming off a really difficult loss. I thought they were going to win that Tampa Bay game. They lose it in a heartbreaker. Baker Mayfield, the GOAT. Panthers, they fucking suck. Like, I don't have anything good to say about them. I'm tired of betting on them. I'm tired of believing in them. And Bryce Young just might as well pack it up and get ready for next year, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know how this is a 3-point spread. This feels like Vegas
Well,
is trying to pull a wool.
It's the NFC South, and everybody sucks. So I mean, the Falcons.
Yeah.
I mean, this could be a 0-0 tie.
I don't think the Falcons are that bad though. They just do dumb shit. I
They
think is
really
the
do a
problem.
lot. And I like Arthur Smith, and I think we were talking. I was either last week or 2 weeks ago talking about. I didn't understand why people were calling for his job. I'm starting to get it now. I'm starting to see it.
No, those people are just mad about Bijan. Like,
I
oh, my
agree.
team, fucking losers.
But I mean, the more
And
those
now you're a
conversations
loser.
happen, like the more it's in people's brains, and makes the situation more and more likely.
I suppose. I don't think he's doing a bad job. Definitely not a great job. I mean, the Twitter warriors would say that he's doing an awful job because he doesn't give Bijan the ball every play.
Yeah, but they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, they are. But I would say double digits for the Falcons in this game.
Yeah, this is like a get right game, beat the fuck out of your opponent type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I agree. All right, next up we have the Bears at the Browns. Browns favored by 3. Justin Fields looked pretty good last week. DJ Moore looked pretty good last week. The Bears defense has been playing electric ball. The Browns defense is still really, really good. They have some question marks at quarterback, but Joe Flacco is slinging the ball and it's kind of pissing me off because where was that when he was in Denver?
He's elite. Joe Flacco's elite. Always has been.
No, not
It's the
always
meme
has
where
been.
the two astronauts.
There's a 1 year period in his fucking NFL tenure where he was not elite, and that would be
Well, that's what the
playing.
Broncos do to people. The Broncos ruin people. That's their job.
Yeah. When was the last time you saw Brock Osweiler or Paxton Lynch? Trevor Siemian got in a game the other day. That was nice.
I saw Brock Osweiler 2 weeks ago
Calling a college football game? Yeah.
calling the Broncos game.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
He's calling NFL games?
I thought. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I thought
Was
he was,
I
I
wrong?
knew he was
Am I
doing
wrong?
college. I didn't.
He does do college. Maybe I was watching a college football game that he was calling.
Because I didn't think he was on the NFL line.
Either way, I did see him very recently.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Mark Sanchez.
Yep, you're
thinking of
thinking of
Mark.
Mark Sanchez. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which we could talk about that. Brandon hates Mark Sanchez. Brandon, you want to get in here and talk about your loathing of Mark Sanchez's announcer style? Play-by-play style?
I just don't think he's very good. It seems like he's because a lot of people's favorite color commentators are either like super analytical, here's what's happening on the field that the normal eye may not see, or there's like a personality hire where like I'm just such a good vibe where it's like it's great. Like prime Tony Romo back when he was in his heyday as a broadcaster. I mean, you got the best of both worlds. It feels like Mark Sanchez is kind of stuck in the middle where it's not good analysis, but he's also not very likable enough to get away with it.
Interesting.
I think I think it's fine. I get your gripe with it, and there are some kind of awkward moments, but that booth likes joking around. You know what I mean? They're just boys hanging out, watching the game. Gotta love that.
That's right.
And maybe it's a chemistry thing where that matters a lot. Like I think Kirk Herbstreit is a very good commentator. I think Al Michaels is very good. I think them together is unwatchable. And so it may just be a chemistry thing. I don't know. So that might be it. Because I've heard him on other games before, and it wasn't until just recently where I'm like, this kind of stinks. So maybe I'm just a hater. Who knows?
Well, you're definitely a hater. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Tyler muted himself. I'm sure whatever he's saying is fucking fire right now.
My biggest takeaway from what you just said is that Tony Romo's fallen off.
I think so. I mean, so he had that whole year when he was fresh off of preparing as an NFL quarterback where he was able to really get in his bag. Here's exactly what this look says that they're going to do. And I don't know, he's fallen off from that. I still think he's really good. And maybe that was a bit harsh. Always his heyday. I still think he's really good. And there's a reason why he's on the 18 for CBS. So, but it does feel like he's taking a step back, which I guess does make sense. But it's just disappointing that all it takes is a couple of years being removed and he loses some of his magic.
Well,
Speaking
people
of Al
still hate him.
Michaels,
So
Yeah.
did you guys hear about him being taken off the NBC broadcast for the playoffs?
I guess I already thought he was.
No, he apparently he's going to be part of the second crew, but he's not going to do it this year anymore. They took him off of it, much to his surprise. Sources say it's going to be 27-year-old Noah Eagle calling games to the second NBC team, which that's kind of crazy. Obviously, Noah Eagle, Ian Eagle's son, Ian Eagle's son. He's also going to be calling the Nickelodeon Super Bowl broadcast, so big things for young Eagle.
Wow. I mean, the pride of Syracuse, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Fucking.
I don't want to hear Syracuse. I don't want to hear any of that.
I wish I would have went to Syracuse.
I mean, you know who else went to Syracuse? Nick Wright.
Oh
Like
my
Nick
god.
Wong.
Yeah,
Dude, Brooks sent me a video from
personalities
him the
of all
other
time.
day bitching about the Chiefs and the call that was called for Kadarius Toney being blatantly offsides.
Like he was.
Goes, yeah. He goes, yeah, look at this. Look what they're saying. I'm like, oh, you mean Nick Wright, the biggest Chiefs fan crybaby you've ever fucking seen in your life?
He literally has a Chiefs undefeated tattoo for this season.
Yeah.
They lost in
moron.
game 1. He got a Chiefs 2023 undefeated season tattoo.
And his beef isn't just with, you know, anti-Chief, truthers, but he also just hates the city of Denver. Like the way he talks about God's gift to earth, Nikola Jokic, is despicable as somebody who, has cut his teeth as a basketball analyst.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know how you could ever hate on Denver.
Well, if you're a Kansas City homer, it's probably pretty easy too.
Yeah, but
You
even
probably
still,
go
like
out of your
Kansas
way.
City objectively just fucking sucks compared to Denver. I would never want to go to Kansas City.
Cook.
I mean, they have okay barbecue. You can get it almost anywhere else in the country. That fucking stadium is really overrated. I think they pump in some artificial noise, that Arrowhead. The Royals fucking suck. They had to. Don't even talk to you about the 2015 World Series. That one kind of pisses me off. That Talented was so overrated, but they just fucking somehow won thanks to analytics. I don't know. There's nothing good going on out there. They don't even know where they're at. Are they in Kansas? Are they in Missouri? They have no idea. I don't know. I just can't get behind a community like that, especially after complaining about that call the way they did. It's like, how are you going to scream at a man for making the correct call at his job, Patrick Mahomes? And you're sitting there like a fucking crybaby needing 15 people to hold you back from this poor guy doing his goddamn job. You're a bully, Patrick Mahomes. You're a bully. Travis Kelce's a class act, though. Travis Kelce, class act. Big fan of Travis Kelce. I love, shout out him and Taylor. Happy birthday, Taylor Swift. Patrick Mahomes is a piece of shit, and he needs to figure it out if he wants to continue playing football in this league.
Wow.
I will say, if
Brandon told me to cook, so I was like, you know what, I'm going on.
Absolutely. Dude came out with a 5-star meal. Outstanding stuff. If Taylor Swift had come out and said that, Tony wasn't offsides and the refs got it wrong, then I think the refs should be executed. So I'll just throw that out there.
Absolutely,
in defense of the Chiefs. But she hasn't, because she's a ball knower. She gets it. Yeah. That's why she hasn't said anything. So,
and she's Times Person of the Year. She knows she gets it. Yeah.
She gets it. That's the best way to put it.
The other thing that I want to bring up about that, just quick, is people are like, oh, it's never called. It's never called, because people don't line up offside, you moron.
Yes, I know.
It's so like, easy.
But even if you look at it, where Tony was lined up, like Von Miller was an extra yard back because he had to be, obviously with where he thought the line of scrimmage was. So I mean, that's already a disadvantage to the defender. So if you don't think that advantage should, or if you think that advantage should be allowed to the offense, then you're out of your goddamn mind.
And I told Brooke that offsides is the biggest black and white penalty in the league. Mm-hmm. He's like, how is that the most black and white penalty? I said, well,
there's a ball.
If you can't see that, then we're done having this conversation. Because
also, I'd like to mention, he texted us about it.
Yeah.
Like, I was happy, celebrating and doing my victory laps on Twitter. He texted us about it. I wasn't going to, provoke Chiefs fans. I'm not that guy. But, yeah, he started that.
Yeah. So that whole rant was Brooks' fault. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes, you got caught in the crossfire. Mm-hmm. I meant every word I said. So, if you ever need someone to talk to, though, I'm here for you. All right, moving on. Where were we? Bears Browns. Did we make a pick for that game?
No.
Give me the Browns.
Give me the Bears. We need it.
Buccaneers Packers. Packers favored it by 3.5 at home. I kind of like the Packers in this game, Tyler.
Cash.
Yeah, easy.
Yep.
But Baker Mayfield has been playing well. I mean, him and Mike Evans are kind of getting on the same page, and that offense can be a little scary at times.
Mike Evans is on the same page with every quarterback that he plays with. That's why he consistently has 1,000-yard seasons. With that being said, though, I do think that Baker Mayfield has held his own this year, being the quarterback of the Bucks.
Yeah, I would say Baker's been probably top 12 QB this season. And considering all the injuries and shit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of bad football that's been played, too, by backup quarterbacks coming in.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But yeah, even still, give me the Packers. Packers at home. They come off that kind of heartbreaking defeat last week, getting ran by Tommy DeVito. Yeah, they're going to be hungry, and that's a good coaching staff over there. I think they'll have them prepared. Dolphins favored by 9.5 at home. Zach Wilson looked pretty good last week, Tyler.
He did for a half.
AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Him and Tommy DeVito. AFC, NFC.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing going on in the first half for either side.
Agreed. Yeah,
and
that
then,
game started so slow.
yeah, tied 0-0 at halftime, and then something just clicked for Zach and the Jets offense, and they just couldn't stop scoring.
And the Jets defense did what the Jets defense has done this season, which was body opposing quarterbacks, and CJ Stroud got a rude awakening this past Sunday.
Yeah, and I would say that game probably kills his MVP chances.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, especially if they lose one more, and even if he has a good game, he won't be in the MVP talk if they don't make the playoffs. But you're right, that was just an abysmal game, and it's tough for him to keep up. Especially, I think Dak Prescott's going to win the MVP. I don't see any world where that doesn't happen. Maybe Tyreek Hill if he gets to 2,000, but I just don't see a world where Dak Prescott doesn't win the MVP. He plays in Dallas. The Dallas Cowboys are going to go 14-3. Like it's going to be America's team. Blah 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 blah.
I think you're forgetting about good old Brock Purdy.
No, I wasn't forgetting about him. He was in my head
Mm.
while I was saying all that, and I just don't think that they'll ever give that award to Brock Purdy because too many writers are going to think they know better and just like, oh well, I mean, it's Kyle Shanahan's system. He's a system
Bullshit.
quarterback. I like Brock Purdy. I think he's doing very, very well. But if you look at the season, a veteran, like he's very well liked too. Dak Prescott is. I don't know. I just don't see a world where he doesn't win it unless they go on a losing streak. That's personal. And if you don't think the same as I do, you're an idiot and you're wrong.
Well, hi, I'm an idiot and I'm wrong.
Nice to meet you, idiot. I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Okay. Give me the Jets to cover. I don't think they win, but they'll definitely cover. It might be like a 1-point game.
Well, I don't know how bad the injury is for Tyreek, because they look like a different team without Tyreek Hill on the field.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they look stinky.
So that's something to note for
Waddle's
sure.
also hurt too, right? Am I crazy?
He was playing.
He's back.
Yeah, he was playing. He did get hurt in the game, but he came back and played the rest of the game, I believe. It's just kind of a toss-up. Like what Jets team shows up. Like the defense is going to be there, but depending on how the offense is playing is how long you'll get that good Jets defense.
Well, do you think Vic Fangio is going to scheme something up for Zachary Wilson?
He could, but Vic Fangio is also a big dumb idiot, so it doesn't matter what he schemes up.
One of the best defensive coaches in league history.
Big dumb idiot.
But then again, he did just get ran by Will Levis, so what does he really know? You know?
Exactly.
So what's your official pick?
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
Okay. To cover or just to win outright?
To win.
Okay. Yeah, spread's 9.5. That's just a lot. Like I said, the Jets defense is good. 9.5 is just way too much for that game. Unless it gets out of, I mean, I don't know. Unless they go up by 2 touchdowns early, then the Jets defense quits. But it's going to be nice weather in Miami. Shouldn't be too bad. All right, moving on. We have the New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints are favored by 4.5 in the Dome, the Superdome, the Louisiana Superdome. This is another one of those games I don't really care about, but huge playoff implications, at least for the Saints, if they want to, maintain pace in the NFC South. I think the Giants' luck and streak comes to an end. I think they won 3 games so far in a row. I don't think they get to a 4th. I think the Saints win this one pretty handedly.
So Derek Carr is the embodiment of the SpongeBob meme where they say, "How many times we got to teach you, old man?" So I think Jameis Winston eventually gets in this game, makes it really fun, but Saquon Barkley runs for 150 and 2 touchdowns and wins.
I love that. I could see that happening, absolutely. And yeah, like Derek Carr's playing with every single injury known to man, and he just refuses to sit down. At a certain point, you got to be hurting the team, my guy.
Yeah. Brandon, can we get that meme pulled up, please? SpongeBob, how many times we got to teach you, old man?
How many times we got to teach you this lesson, old man?
There we go. That's what it is. There we go. I just need to see it to feel really good about my pick. Brandon doesn't know what's going on, but
This is
sure.
to know Is this the Noah Eagle? Okay.
There we go.
My bad.
Yeah. How many
I forgot to change
times?
the channel. I was doing some bio stalking on Noah Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, got to know your opponent.
Little nepotism fact-finding mission.
Yeah, there you go. And then just put Derek Carr's face in there somewhere, and you got gold.
Yeah. That
Brandon, why
meme
don't
will
you
be
go ahead
out
and
on all of our
post that?
socials. Yeah.
Brandon, why don't you go ahead and post that? Thanks.
Thank you, Brandon. Okay.
Thanks.
So yeah, give me the Saints. Who do you got?
The Giants.
Okay. Texans at Titans. Titans favored by 2 at home after an emotional comeback. I think teams were 767 and 0 when leading by.
Oh, and 726 or something. You had it right.
Well, I was going the other way, but yeah, you're right. I can go that way too. Yeah, teams were 0 and 700 something when down by 13 plus points and with 3 minutes left in the game. Now there's a 1 in that column thanks to Will Levis and the Titans. They looked good. Texans, is CJ Stroud going to play?
I think so. I guess I
just don't know with the concussion.
Yeah. Let's see if I have any news on that.
Because if he doesn't play, I think the Texans are going to be in shambles, and I like the Titans to take the momentum from Monday and let it ride.
CJ Stroud did not practice today.
Okay.
So
is he questionable or doubtful?
No
designation.
No news on that. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Maybe tomorrow. But I mean, I still think even if he does play, I still think this happens anyway. I think the Titans use that momentum. The boys are fired up. They obviously haven't quit, so I think the Titans win this game. Honestly.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel's going to do everything he can to win as many games, so whatever team he goes to has a better draft pick.
I like that. Kind of the same thing with Bill Belichick right now too.
Correct.
Win as many games as you can for the Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, our next game is the Kansas City Chiefs at the New England Patriots. Chiefs favored by 9.5.
Cash it.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs win. I think the Chiefs beat the piss out of them.
Yeah.
Especially after last week, they're going to be upset. They might have a play where everybody lines up offsides. That's what I would do if I was the Chiefs. Just, okay, well, call it. Give us our warning first, by the way. Just get pissed and walk off the field if they don't get their warning.
I mean, you don't get a warning for pass interference or holding.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's preposterous to complain about not getting, like... like, what a bunch of fucking babies. To sit there and just complain about something like it's completely obvious, completely blatant, and it gave you an obvious advantage. I will say that play was really, really cool, though. And if I were them, I would be saying the same thing. To have that play
doesn't exist.
Kind of sucks.
The play doesn't exist. It didn't happen.
Dude, when he threw that perfect spiral to Tony, I was like, oh my God.
Nope, didn't happen. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it never happened, though.
Mm-mm.
All I remember is the offsides and the play being blown dead.
Yep.
Yeah, Chiefs win this game. Pretty easy. Next game, another big spread. Niners at Cardinals. 13.5 is the spread. Give me the Niners by probably $1 billion. Easy money.
And I think Christian McCaffrey scores like 3 touchdowns again.
Yeah, or he gets hurt and out for the season. I feel like that's also a possibility with this game.
Why would you say that?
Well, you're playing a lesser opponent. Shit happens.
Why would you say that? He's on both my teams. Why would you say that?
Oh, he is? Damn. Who knew? Fuck.
Well, you want Austin to win instead?
Huh?
You want Austin to win instead?
Ooh, yeah, no, okay, I'm on your side. Christian McCaffrey's going to have 6 touchdowns, and I will personally give him an ACL if he hurts himself. I'll tell you.
I'm also on a bye because I'm on a bye because I'm the best. But yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. The meme is complete. Let's see it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I like it. Derek Carr's the old man. That's a high quality meme there, Brandon.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Yeah, shout out Canva Premium.
Yeah, where'd you learn how to photo edit like that? That's crazy. It's lifeless.
It helps when you find good PNGs that don't need the backgrounds taken out. It's a lot of copy and paste. And also, shout out to our fantasy leagues. It's pretty nice not having to worry about playing a game this week. So
I forgot this fucking guy's in the playoffs. I'm just so used to Brandon just being 0-13 that I just don't know. I forgot that he played that he wins games.
Yeah, you're welcome, Brandon. I sat all my good players. I told them to take it easy.
I appreciate that. I needed it. And I was telling folks beforehand. I'm like, first of all, I mean, having a bye is cool, but second of all, this means I don't have to see Tyler again until the championship until there's already a check with my name on it. So I mean, that's a big deal, dude. Your team's a unit. It is what it is. We'll get him next year.
Yeah, Tyler's team is probably the best fantasy football team in our league. Probably most of my leagues, to be honest.
Well, it is because I'm the number 1 seed, so you're right.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about as far as like top to bottom, just talent. Like most of the rosters, even in all 3 of my leagues, you're probably the best roster right now. That's coming from me. I don't want to give you any praise whatsoever, so it really hurts my heart just to say that. And I forgot the Brandon's in the playoffs. Now I'm just fucking. I don't. Last week was one of those like times where I just don't like football right now. I'm just not a fan. Football is just
Also, just
sad.
want to put
Makes me
out
sad.
that I've made the playoffs as many times as I've missed the playoffs now.
I don't think that's true.
It's very true.
No, I don't.
This is my 4th year. I made it 2 times. I didn't make it 2 times.
I don't think that's
I don't
true
think
at all.
that's true. Yeah.
Ah, my gosh.
I have to go back and look at the records of the league, but I don't think that you've ever won more than 3 games.
Yeah, I think you're lying.
Yeah. Speaking of really bad teams, Cardinals stink. I think they're going to give up. Yeah, give me the 49ers. The next game that we have, Tyler, is the Washington Commanders at the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are favored by 6.5 after a tough game in Baltimore, coming back home to take on the Commanders, who are fresh off of a bye week. Sam Howell with a little bit of rest. Maybe went out, had a few too many steaks. You're looking a little bit puffier than normal.
Now, what the hell are you talking about?
Wait, he doesn't
No,
eat steak,
wrong.
right? He eats just chicken,
Yeah.
boiled chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe he had a few boiled too many chickens.
Yeah. While I do like the bump that the bye week gives the Commanders, I still think that the Rams are hot and they're going to win.
Yeah, I think the Rams make the playoffs. They're just too. They have a lot of like Puka Nacua. The catches he makes sometimes, like it's insane. Like
Dude,
that one diving catch he made in the 4th quarter.
Shit.
Hmm?
That was sick.
Yeah, right. That got me fired up. And it just sucked because Austin had him. Austin's just the fucking bane of my existence, dude. I can't enjoy anything with that guy around.
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, you need to win. You need to win. If you need lineup advice, I got you.
Thanks.
But yeah, you're right. I like the Rams in this game too. Commanders, no, they're not all there. They're not really playing for a playoff spot, but the Rams definitely are. And you know what they say: hungry dog runs what?
Faster.
Yes, sir. So we're both on the Rams then.
Yeah.
All right, another big matchup: Cowboys at the Buffalo Bills. Bills favored by 2.5 at home. If I want my prediction to come true, Bills make the playoffs, they win the Super Bowl. The Bills need to win this game. Need to win this game. I don't think they do though. I think the Cowboys take it from them. I see a big turnover at the end of the game, either by one of their, Josh Allen most likely gives the Cowboys the ball back, and they end up taking the lead and winning the game. What do you think?
I think the Bills at home are a force, and I think they win this game.
I mean, the Broncos played that force, and look what happened.
Well, some are saying we got lucky.
I mean, we did get lucky. No doubt about it. We got lucky. All kinds of luck in that game. But there was some also that Cortland Sutton catch was so fucking pretty, and that Russell Wilson throw. God, that was nice. Yeah, no, I just like the Cowboys. Cowboys are a really good team, and they're probably going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's my guess. I really want the 49ers to win, but I think it's going to be the Cowboys. This might be a Super Bowl preview, honestly.
I wouldn't go that far. But it'll be a good game nonetheless.
I mean, you can technically say every team still in playoff contention is a Super Bowl preview.
That's right.
So, speaking of Super Bowl previews, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Ravens are favored by 3.5 in Jacksonville. This is gonna be a good matchup, Tyler.
Yeah, I need Lamar Jackson not to get diarrhea and have
tough
a great
ask,
game.
dude. Tough ask. He's still eating that turkey from 3 weeks ago. No such thing as going bad.
No, I mean if you heat it up long enough, all the bad stuff dies. So
exactly, easy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know where I'm at with this game. I know the score ended up being I don't know, it ended up being kind of close, but Jacksonville did not look that good in Cleveland until late in that game. I know Trevor Lawrence is hurt. It's more time to rest and recover. Who knows how he's going to be feeling on Sunday. This is going to be the late game too, so kind of sitting around all day on that ankle is going to kind of suck. But yeah, give me the Ravens. Ravens are more complete team. Really good defense. Well, not really good defense. It kind of just got carved up against the Rams. I really don't know where to go with this game. I'm just going to follow your gut. I'm going to go with the Ravens. Last game of the week, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Seattle Seahawks. Eagles favored by 3.5 on the road. Eagles need to get back on track, Tyler.
They need a lot of things. One being their defense to look good. So give me the Eagles. Unless, again, it's Drew Lock, then Drew Lock's going to win.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, Drew Lock did give me 18 points in that spot start I got. So that's all I could ask for from him. That's
Go.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome. This is exactly what I wanted.
The best quarterback to ever do it.
I really thought he was going to get Noah Fant a touchdown too. So I was like, fuck it. Let it ride. Let the magic ride. Brandon's favorite Denver Broncos team. Yeah, give me the Eagles. They need to get back on track, like I said. The Seattle Seahawks, they're a little bit banged up. DK Metcalf, who knows if what quarter he's going to be ejected from this game. I think the Eagles, it'll be a one-score game, but the Eagles pull it out.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be like a double point or I think it's at least 2 touchdowns.
I can see it in a world, but I don't know. On the road in Seattle, it's a Monday night game, so that crowd's going to be rocking. They always get up for primetime games, So, a lot of time atmosphere really messes with teams, and the Eagles are shaky at best right now. So they might come out a little nervous to start the game, thinking a little too much about it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I guess we will see. But that's week 15. That's it. Done. Tyler, what's pissing you off this week?
Definitely Nebraska Cornhuskers. They get me excited. They talk about all these things, and then they slowly but surely start falling apart, one by one, like petals off a rose.
So all of my Nebraska news comes from a Twitter account, an X account, and the user's name is Brandon Shanahan. And according to this user, the Nebraska Cornhuskers have signed like 6 top 5 recruits and gotten all the best transfers. You're telling me all of that has fallen through? You haven't gotten any of those guys?
It's not confirmed yet.
Okay.
It just, before, people were saying, yes, all these things are going to happen. And now there's news coming out today specifically that maybe all these people are wrong. So that's sad.
I like it. You went from, people are saying these things will happen. And then when the news breaks, that's, solid and not just hearsay, turns out it's not happening.
No, these aren't just people on Twitter. These are reporters and stuff that are reporting this information. And then, I guess it's only one thing that I've read that says like Kyle McCord and Fleming they're still exploring options. And then, so that's still not even true. Like, we don't know whether or not that stuff is true. But
do you think that all of Matt Rule's bitching about the NIL right now is kind of him being a sore loser?
And who's bitching?
He's not. I wouldn't say. Okay, sorry, I miscategorized. I didn't realize it was gonna make you that mad. But yes, I miscategorized. He's not bitching, but he is going out and publicly explaining that the NIL, like, there's no rules or regulations, is the Wild West, whereas other universities are getting it done, without complaining or without speaking out, as it were. Do you think that? That's a reason why, just because they're not willing to open up the pocketbook like other teams?
Well,
no,
okay.
that's
First
why
of all,
he is talking about it. You fucking moron,
bitch.
Oh
yeah, he's not complaining about anything. You can't talk to players about money. He just went out there and said, "Hey, if you want to come play quarterback for Nebraska, you're going to get $1 million. You're going to get $2 million." If I had the same press conference, he'd be like, "Well, we'll give you $1,400 and you get to pick our offensive coordinator." It doesn't catch as many headlines. It is what it is.
That was nice. That was subtle. $1 million to $1,400. I'm not throwing shade. I'm asking a genuine question. I'm looking for a genuine response. But do you think he's going out and saying stuff like that because he is missing out on these recruits?
No, I think this is his way of waking people up and making them realize, like, oh, so we do actually need to like start supporting this more.
Yeah, I mean, trust me. I'm in a sports management class. That was our final project, just the NIL and just how lucrative it is right now for college students, but also how there's no regulations to it, and at a certain point you have to start regulating it. Whether that's with a players union or just separating from the NCAA entirely, it'd be interesting to see where that happens. I know Kirk Herbstreit talks about that a lot, and I think it's an interesting proposal, and I think it'll probably happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, but he's not bitching, so F off.
Yeah, dude, I already said, hey, I miscategorized it. My bad, dude. Jesus Christ. Wow. Just because you guys can't fucking recruit doesn't make it my fault. All right, we're gonna get out of here soon. Brandon, I do want to compliment you on this show sheet that I had. Brandon gets to talk about Nebraska for 30 seconds. Obviously, we did that before the pick segment. You did keep it to a tight 30. Like you started. I was looking at the seconds.
I want another one. My opinions have changed.
Okay, all right.
Beforehand, so
let it rock.
That's not what I wanted to do. Get you guys out of here. This is my show now. I am in charge now. I am the captain. Here we go. 30 seconds. Nebraska's as back as ever. It is what it is. We're going to have a whole recruiting class, whole transfer portal class of dudes who want to be Huskers. Yeah, there's a couple of guys that we wanted. Turns out they don't want to be Huskers. Turns out they can get the fuck out of here. One of those guys in particular, of course, Kyle McCord, who didn't get contacted by Oregon, didn't get contacted by Florida State, didn't get contacted by Miami. His only visit was Nebraska. Have fun in Syracuse, dude, bozo. We got Dylan Raiola. We're as back as ever. Boom. Let's go.
And that was 30 seconds to talk about Nebraska. Brandon talking about Nebraska for 30 seconds. Tyler, what do you think about that little rant that he went on? He did a lot of reaching. Did you stretch before that?
We're back.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Just don't pull anything. Get some electrolytes in you. There you go. Yep.
I mean, it was incredible. Right. Like, incredibly well put. It's just amazing. Thank you.
I have to be honest, I stopped paying attention after the first 5 seconds, but I'm sure whatever you said was completely founded in reality and not at all biased.
I mean, those are all facts that I put out. He hasn't visited Miami. He hasn't, you can go back and listen to it. Fact of the matter is, if you only listen to the first 5 seconds where I declare that we're back, that's all you needed. That's all you needed.
That's true. Yeah, I got the gist of it. That was a live reading of an article right there. You get the news right up front. Well, I'm happy you guys are happy about Nebraska or sad about Nebraska. You guys are giving me mixed signals, but I'm rooting for you guys. I really am. I think one day you might be able to turn it into a national championship winning program, and I'm rooting for you guys. Tyler, do you have any final thoughts before we sign off? Tyler, do you have any final thoughts? What?
Can anybody who's ever been an Iowa fan tell us what that's like?
No, I guess not. Does it make you sad that I don't take it as seriously? I just get to throw shade without getting hurt back.
No, because you're just like Brooke. You act like you don't care, and then you do. Like all of a sudden.
I just like getting turned up. I'm a big time vibes guy. If the vibes are high, I'm there all day, all the way. I run off of vibes. Put a little vibes in my vibe tank, and I'm fucking. We're zooming,
No.
All right, I'm starving. I want to get out of here. Do you have any final thoughts, Tyler?
Yes, but no.
Go ahead. This is your show.
Blow it out your ass, dude. You're pissing me off.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Yeah, Derek Carr, you piece of shit.
Brandon, any final thoughts before we send it off?
Go Big Red. Broncos are back.
Broncos are back, baby. Hey,
no. I take that back. Broncos are here. Broncos
wait. You can't just send me that. We got them?
I guess we'll talk about this on the next show.
Wait, do we have breaking news?
Productive. Just another 5-star receiver wants to come to Nebraska. It is what it is.
Some more talk.
And he tweeted out a corn emoji.
I mean, what else does that mean?
Iowa.
What else?
Iowa's the biggest corn producer in the fucking state or the country.
Okay,
All
well,
right,
he's
everybody,
a person.
have a good
He's
night.
not
See
a
ya.
livestock. If he was a cow, then he might enjoy Iowa's corn, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
He's a
shit.
person.
Okay. Well, thank you everybody for listening to today's episode of Sunday with the Sprinkles. I am Brett Sprinkle, obviously joined by Tyler Sprinkle. You can catch all of the Sundays with the Sprinkles content on the Cornhusker Connection socials. That's going to be on Twitter, Instagram. You can also find this podcast on YouTube. You can find this podcast on Spotify. And hopefully one day, maybe, you can find it on Apple Podcasts. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell, and comment in the comment section how much you disagree with Tyler in general. Just anything about his entire Aurora. Just not a fan. And talk about how much you hate Nebraska too. I'm sure we'd love to see that.
Go on. Go on, try.
Anyway, that's our show, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for enjoying it. Talk to you next week.